About 2 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, depending on which video I choose to share first, I did a video on remote working in remote audit, and I just did a bit of pros, cons, and how to make it work. And that was from my perspective as a remote auditor in Zimbabwe. And post that video, I thought I should do a Zimbabwe specific one, dealing with or talking to you guys about the issues that you encounter if you choose to do remote work in Zimbabwe. Hello, my name is Chifamba, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. We are on 5,300 subscribers at the time of shooting this video. I'm grateful for you. It's so good when your channel is growing, and I thank you for being here. If you're not yet subscribed and you enjoy my content, guys, please just subscribe to this. It makes me feel good. It makes the channel grow. It also helps to suggest this video to other people with interests that are similar to yours. So please do subscribe, comment, share, interact, like, let me know what you think. All those things, they help the algorithm of the video, and it helps that YouTube will suggest the video to other people that have similar interests like you. In today's video, we're talking about challenges or issues that will arise when you're remote working in Zimbabwe, because we know Zimbabwe has its own peculiar challenges. So the first thing that is no secret, we all know we're having power issues. It's not just Zimbabwe only. We have SA having power issues. We have Zambia having power issues. So we have power issues in Zimbabwe. You are going to need to be on your laptop. For me, I do intellectual work, so I work on my laptop. You're going to need to work on your laptop, and the time that you need to work on your laptop, you're not going to have power. So that is going to present a challenge for you. And these things of power issues are not really understandable to people out of Zimbabwe. So you see people even from SA asking you, so what time do you have power back? So because in SA, when they have load shedding, what they do have is they have schedules that tell them power is going to be gone from this time to this time, so they can prepare and better plan. In Zimbabwe, we don't have any of those things. So what we ended up doing is ended up moving into town. You know that if you stay in Harare CBD, in the CBD, there are less power cuts, and usually when we have power cuts, there are faults. It's like a fault somewhere. It's not like a usual thing. We don't have power cuts. It's rare to have power cuts that are not really a fault or something that has really gone wrong, right? So I ended up moving into the CBD, and fortunately the complex that I moved into has a backup generator for working hours, like 8 to 5 or 8 to 6. Actually, the generator gets switched off at 8. So I have that power, and you need a plan like that. So you might consider, if you don't have family, if you don't have people that are tying you to a location, or things that are tying you to a location like schools, etc., you can move into town, get yourself a 1-bed, a 2-bed. I think I'll do a cost of living adjustment or whatever video soon. But yeah, I ended up moving because of power issues. But not everyone can move, so you can solarize. You can have solar. And my experience with solar is at my house, the one that I was building, I ended up putting a 3 kVA power system, and that system powers up a fridge, it powers up lights, charging, everything, like all entertainment. So I would recommend solarizing as well if you if you can't move into places like into town, or if you move into a place that doesn't have a backup generator. So you can solarize. It's about $2,000 for a 3 kVA solar system. I bought all my things from Mast Zimbabwe, and I recommend Mast Zimbabwe because we haven't had issues with that solar system since last year July. I don't use it every day, but there are people who use it and they haven't had any issues, and I recommend them. Please, I'll put some numbers in the description box for Mast Zimbabwe for you. If you want to solarize, you can solarize. That's number 1. Then number 3, you can actually choose to stay where there is no power and buy what is known as a UPS, unlimited power system, something like that, uninterrupted or something like that. It's called a UPS. So what it does is it like when there's power, you can choose to, you can charge the battery. You charge the battery, and then when there's no power, you can use an inverter, connect your inverter and charge your laptop and your modem or your data line or whatever it is that you need to charge for your internet connectivity. So those are the 3 solutions. You can move into town where there are no power cuts, or you can solarize your home. I don't know if solarize is a word, but you can put up a solar system, or number 3, you can buy a UPS, a battery, or something like that can help you with when there are power cuts. The problem with the UPS though is that you need to have some sort of power. So if you're going to go 5 days without power, then you're going to have problems unless you have somewhere where you can recharge it. Then the second issue that I'm going to talk about is the issue of network. I don't even know how this will work for you, depending on where you are staying. Where I'm staying, last year on January, February, I could work with my mobile data. I could switch on my mobile data, my hotspot on my phone, but it kills phones. I could switch on my hotspot, and work using mobile data. It kills the battery, I mean. But then the problem is now I cannot even do my YouTube properly with the connectivity that I have. I don't know what happened. I don't know with the service provider, like mobile service provider. We all know what's happening in the sector. So I don't know what happened. Right now I cannot open my YouTube. Now when you're working online, you're either going to work real time online, like use Microsoft online, like Excel online, Word online. You're going to need to be working online, and you're going to need a strong internet speeds, or you're going to need to be working within a system that is accessed online, and that means it has minimum download and upload speed requirements, internet speed requirements. And usually when you're working on an online system and you don't have power that makes sense, you know what happens? What usually happens is you get so frustrated. For me, it gets so frustrating to be working on an internet connection that is very slow. So what I ended up doing is relying more on Wi-Fi. I don't think if you want to work from home, long term or short term, I don't think you can get away with not having Wi-Fi. So you can get Wi-Fi from Zoll, from Tel1. Most people complain about these service providers, but I use Tel1, and I wouldn't say I've had service that I have had to complain about, especially with meetings, having real-time connectivity. I haven't had any problems with my connectivity. And then usually actually my connectivity actually costs less than $50 a month, and I also still have my phone, my data lines and everything as a backup, but still I don't go past $50 in terms of data cost. So you might as well get Wi-Fi if you're looking into working remotely for like a long time, or for like some sustainable period of time. Or you can also get rid of the problems of internet and Wi-Fi by booking a shared working space. I know some shared working spaces that actually provide that. You come in, you have your desk, you can work, and then after you're done working, if you need a meeting room, they have meeting rooms that they have on standby where you can go to take your meetings, to make your phone calls. There is a very beautiful one opposite Batanai Gardens. I've not used it, but I've read about it and I went to visit it. It's gorgeous. I didn't get to use it because I stay in town, and ended up realizing also they have parking. That's the other thing that I wanted to raise. Depends on the time zone that you're working on. If you're working US time, you're going to start work probably around 3, 4, or even 2, and you're going to leave a little bit later. So you would want a shared working space that is a bit more flexibility, probably closes around 10, 11, 12. So that's workspace. I will put a link into it in the description box. It was one of the things when I was researching for my employer. It was one of the best, which had good internet, backup generator, fair prices. It was like $60 to $70 for a desk if you don't want a dedicated desk. If you want a dedicated desk, then it was going to be a little bit more, and also that is parking, and it is within town, which is accessible. But you would need to go to them and ask them for their terms, etc. I don't have much of it anymore because I ended up abolishing after doing the research for my employer. I ended up abolishing the idea of going to work there, and ended up just deciding to work from home. And then the third thing that I want to talk about is money. So with remote working, because you're not working really for a Zimbabwean company, you're working for some company that is because usually Zoom companies are not doing any full-time remote work. Let's be honest. Some companies are asking you to come into work 2-3 times a day. So if you're doing remote working, you're working for a South African company, a UK company, or a US company. Those companies usually reward people well for their skills, unlike some companies in Zim that don't know how to reward people for the work that they genuinely do and the value that they bring. So you're going to earn a little bit more. I just wanted to bring that out as well. You're going to earn a little bit more than probably doing the same job here, unless you are duped, because there are some agencies now who are Zimbabwean who give you these jobs in the US, but they pay you peanuts and they're pocketing a lot of money from it. So unless you're unfortunate and come and get a job through such agencies, but the usual route is that you get paid a bit more. And in terms of payment, you can get your payment in Zim. You can open a Nostro account. I just wanted to also clarify that you open a Nostro account with Stanchart if Stanchart is still opening accounts, but you can use FBC, you can use CBZ, you can use Stanbic. All those Visa cards are really legit Visa cards, and they have ATMs. I haven't been in a bank queue in a long time. Like there are things when like you get to the ATM and there are 3-4 people ahead of you, but I haven't needed to go into the banking hall for my bank to go into the banking hall. Every time I've gone to an ATM, I found money at the ATM, and of course there are limits, the limits that the RBZ gives, which is I think $1,000 a day withdrawal. But beyond that, I haven't had any challenges with the banking sector. If your money is coming from out of Zim, you can literally withdraw it from wherever you want to withdraw it, unless your bank doesn't have an ATM, and then maybe you have to get inside. But my bank has an ATM, and you just literally swipe and get your money. And then the other thing that I want to talk about is recruitment for the remote jobs. Some people are saying, how do you get these jobs? I think I'll do another detailed video on this, but it's very rare for you to be able to apply for a job, like let's say in the US, and it's once a remote worker and you get it. But rare does not mean it doesn't happen. It actually happens. It's just not usual, but it happens. I have a lot of friends who are accountants, clerks, etc. for some remote companies, and usually I think most of the time either they are hooked up by somebody who's in the UK, or they go on LinkedIn, or if you go on jobs, you can literally filter by remote, and then you see which jobs are available for remote. But usually remote work is usually done through an agency or an employment company or an employer who will be able to also sort out the logistics for you, like for example get you a laptop, get you organizations, get you on their intranet, and vouch for you, like your experience, your skills, etc. And then you'll be able to be employed. So you'll be employed through them. So for most people that I know that are remote working, they don't have direct access to the US, but they have access to some recruitment agencies, either they're Zimbabwean but mainly SA, so they get paid through the agents, that is like an SA agency or company or whatever word you want to use them, but there is a middleman who does the vouching. They're looking for the jobs in the US and looking for the talent in SA or in Zim, especially for CAs and people in the accounting field. Please do subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment, even if it's a question, if you have questions or things that you think I should have discussed a bit that I missed on this remote working thing. I'm going to do more videos around money, salaries, etc, but it's not now. I think sometime in June. Yeah, we can just dedicate June to be the money month. Yeah, so please do subscribe, share, comment, and engage with my content. I'm grateful for you, and thank you for stopping by. Ciao, and I'll see you in the next video.